just hit a wall because I stink at reading music. Just try again.
2, 3, 1, set, go.
So we take the part that was a little chunky that we can see right here. Let's see, a bit better there. So oops.
One, two, three, one, set, go.
I figure when you can get it at full tempo, whatever that full tempo is, and it's perfect, you can move on. That's how I feel about it. Oh, left hand is getting more complicated.
1, 2, 3, 1, set, go.
I put the wrong C in there.
1, 2, 3, 1, set, go.
But E flat doesn't sound right there. Okay, that's better. So obviously this is Peanuts, Christmastime is here. Oh, it gets more complicated. Let's see. Well, we can try to take it at half tempo. Let's try that. Should get us 52. It's not really half, but it's close. Let's try it out.
1, 2,
No, this is
Three.
gonna kill me. It's too slow.
1, set, go.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Okay. So again, go back to, so I don't know how well you can see this, but each one of these little blocks is a measure. And in this case, we're doing 3/2 time, or a bar, and where the lines are, so each one of those is a bar. So our treble, luckily for this program, it tells us exactly where our treble is. We can make a loop and just go get the part that's causing trouble.
1, 2,
That's low speed.
3, 1, set, go.
Okay, I think plan may be to go get one hand
Set.
first.
Go.
Now we're going to try something a little slower here. So it should be B flat, A. So that would mean you'd have to use two hand positions, just for the record. And then, let's see. Here. that at all, dude. I disagree with your choice here. Okay, that's a little better. Oops. Oops. CPC there. Okay. Oh, I don't like that at all. So the trick, of course, is to go over the parts that you have problems on, which in this case are indicated with little red dots where you made a mistake, and pink dots where you got close, but not quite close enough. And for the record, this is playground sessions, just for the record. So yeah. So for whatever that's worth, let me try this again. Because if you don't, I don't think you don't get a score if you don't have if you have a loop on. So I like the loops off, and I only use them if I absolutely have to.
2.
This ought to be good.
3. 1. Set. Go.
Yeah, I hate that note there. Okay, I sort of got that. Okay, well this happens, and I keep making the same mistakes as I did previously, but you know what happens? So I have, let's see, 2 days and like 11 hours on this program. Those are full days, not 8-hour days or 10-hour days. No, they're 24 hours, right? And I was playing keyboards in my own Journey tribute, right? So, and I stink, so just for the record, but you know, it was Okay, so that's what I was doing. So I learned about those songs, but I didn't really know much else about music, right? And I still kind of don't. So I'm working on reading, and right now I'm quote-unquote cheating because this way I still have the notes up here. You get the option to have the notes up here, or the fingering, or nothing. And right now I'm using the notes up here for whatever this is worth. Yeah. So I got the first 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. You know, each one's about 2 inches long. Before the line, where the line is, that's a bar or a measure. Same thing. And the 3 tells you 3/2 tells you that we're doing a waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that kind of thing. And you can also have a 3 feel that's technically 4/4. So that would be an example of that. A perfect example would be Hotel California. You know, on the hi hat if you were Don Henley. So it's got a 3 feel, but it's not technically 3 beat, however you count this stuff. Anyways, I mean, I know when it's wrong, and I know when I feel it, but for whatever that's worth. So we still got problems with these measures here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could slow it down, which I might die if I do, but let's try it out anyways, because I get really bored. We can select any tempo we want. So we'll try 47, and that'll get rid of our music. So let's see.
Set. Go.
Screwed it up already.
1.
So this happens a lot, just for the record.
Set. Go.
really slow, so you gotta be careful. It goes to B. Ah. So whenever you do that, just pick up whatever you can pick up wherever you can pick it up. Try to not stop. I'll say so 42, which is not a good score. That's not passing. I have to get 80 to get a star in little musical note, which I call stars. So you don't necessarily in this program you kind of have to start from the beginning, but you don't have to start from the beginning every time. If you were just playing this by yourself, what I would do, most piano teachers and other music teachers would tell you to do, is go to the part. See, now you can see it. It's right here, where all the red is. So go to the parts where the problem is, and don't keep going back to the beginning and back to the beginning and back to the beginning, because we already got that part as far as it goes. I know Vince Guaraldi, but okay, so we got that, right? And do it again. Okay, I find it weird and I don't like it, but you know, whatever, because I found that a lot of these things are not in the correct key, and it drives me insane. I spent a month learning a song that's not in the right key. It drives me crazy. I can't transpose with the damn. E. Yeah. So this is going to be difficult right here, because you have to be prepared for your fingering to change. In measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 and 9. So I'm going to pick up from here. The smart thing to do, pick up a measure before and then play a measure after where the big problem area is. So this way you're not just picking the part that's problematic, and then you know maybe you might tense up, and when you get to that point you tense, and then you know you end up doing one of those. Well, we don't want to do that. You know, every time you come to that part it's very tense. So we don't have to go to the beginning every time, because we got that part. I mean, there's not a flaw in there as far as the computer is concerned, and obviously computers are not perfect, right? So let's see here. Oh, see, you have to do the finger right. I think I'm going to have problems with those last two notes. That's what I think is going to be the problem, because you have to change your hand position, which I wasn't prepared for. Anyways, let's see if we can get out of the failing
One,
place here.
2, set, go.
Here comes the harder part. So let's see. Well, we're 66%, which is better than it was before. So we're still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're still, measures 6 and 7 are still problematic, right? Because we got the beginning part okay. We got to the fifth measure, fifth part okay. 6 and 7 are still got lots of flaws there. So what I would suggest, again, and I'm going to reiterate, and like I said, I stink, and you can see that I can stink, but I'll get better, I promise. And you have to be prepared for this. Yeah. Again, I still feel that we're going to have issues here in these last two, sets of two notes. So, see if you can do this. Try it again, can't hurt to try. Actually, your best bet, or my best bet, I don't know about anybody else. Oops, something's wrong there. Oh, should be with the G. Again, I still feel like I'm hanging up right here, and I feel like that might cause problems ahead of time, possibly after. So what I'm going to do, seeing as that's the biggest part that I have an issue with, or I feel I have an issue with, so we're going to read vertically, not horizontally. F and C, and, no, excuse me, wrong F and wrong C. And do it again. Get used to how it sounds. Oops. F on the bottom, G on the top. And just get used to how it feels. Don't rush. You really would rather have nice, clean notes and no flubs. And especially no tension. If you have tension, you're doing it wrong. Because you can speed it up. It's not a problem to speed it up. But believe me, if you speed it up when you're not ready to speed it up, it's going to cause problems. You can trust me on this. So you want to be slower, 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 and perfect. And seeing as I'm already a drummer, I don't really need a metronome, but I have one in my other room. So I pretty much know where the song should go. And lucky for us, there's one on, this wonderful Playground Sessions program. Of course, Playground Sessions is not going to teach you form. So if you don't know form, there's not much a computer can do to help you with that. This is basically to tell you that the notes are correct and at the wrong time.
1, 2, set, go.
Okay, got that part. Do it again. Okay, we're getting a little better. We still have problems in those last three measures. Okay, so we're 80%. That means we got our star, which is nice. However, it's not 100. And it's not at full speed, so you're not ready to move on yet. And this is totally normal. This is what you do if you play piano badly. And this is totally normal learning process, learning curve. So I just sat down here. I didn't do any scales. You do or whatever key you're working on, and you have a song that's in a particular key, or if you're in a rock band and you know very well you're not going to be playing this key or that key, I don't see the point in playing with them, but that's just my opinion. Oops. And again, when you're doing scales, the hard part is coming back down, so don't keep going to the easier part, which is come from the bottom and go down and work on that until you get it straight. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, pianos are less slippery than keyboards, just for the record, so if you get a lot of this, that's not really your fault, the way that I see it. So anyways, still have problems in 7, 8, and 9, measure 7, 8, and 9. So again, can't slow it down much more than it is, but I am ADD, so if I went to half speed, I'd probably be So again, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick up the measure that I had no problems on before and go, okay, I wasn't prepared for that. No, should be enough. And I still having issues with these last two notes, or sets of two notes. So I go back and do it again. F, just F, see on the bottom, the octave under middle C, and the F over middle C. To the F on the bass hand and the G above middle C. So I look every so often to make sure you're playing the right thing, just to be on the safe side. And go back a measure, see if we can get it from there. Oops. Oh, try the G in the other hand. Yeah. See, I still get caught up in these last two notes. So let's see. See if we get a better score this time. I'm holding my breath, but we'll try.
1, 2, set, go.
That was worse. Well, it's still in that, we're still fighting with this, and, you know, seeing as the score is significantly worse than last time, I'm wondering if, well, it's a little early, but, you know, if you're new, and you're trying to learn a bunch of this stuff, and you hit a wall, what I call hitting a wall, which would mean not only are you not getting any better right now in this particular song, in this particular moment, but you're getting a lot worse. I mean, like a lot worse. Your options are what? You can stop and go do something else for 10 minutes, you know, go to the bathroom, get something to drink, you know, take a break, take the dog out, whatever. You could play another instrument if you play other instruments. You could work on another song. You could do scales. You can do any number of things. Don't let it go too long, because you come up against this wall here, and I guarantee you, there's not gonna be any more learning to be had. But, you know, I've been playing a little while, not much. And so I know that, you know, if I'm patient and I go back over and try to get these last four measures very slowly, very carefully, that, you know, eventually the tide will just turn and it'll click, right? So I'm familiar with this phenomenon, but, you know, this is the reality of playing music. A lot of times it's not pleasant. I mean, I don't consider it unpleasant, but sometimes I get irritated, frustrated, whatever you call it. You know, when I was trying to pass rookie, there's rookie, intermediate, and advanced. And I was trying to pass rookie. I got really nailed by Elton John's "Can You Feel the Love Tonight?" You know, the Lion King theme. Oh wow, that was, and I was on it and on it and on it, and it was tough. And I finally passed. You know, and the exhilaration lasted for a little while, and now I've got other aggravations. Okay, so we're on measure 5. Okay. Okay. See, I keep running into the same. These last two notes here. So this part. back up a little bit. Oops. Let's see, let's back up. Okay, G. And try to get used to that. And then, you know, they're all little chunks. Don't let this whole thing confuse you or make you scared or whatever. They're just little chunks, so you can take a little chunk at a time. No, we don't need an octave in that one. Okay. You just keep doing it over and over again until, like I said, until you can't get any further on the song today.
1, 2.
Sometimes doing the whole
Set.
song helps in
Go.
context. Be careful you don't rush when you're this slow. And it still stinks, but this is nothing new. 68. Okay, so not great, but like I said, we hit passing once because we got 80. So we're having fewer problems in measure 5. We just missed the B, so it should be the bass note should be B to B flat to A flat to G, right? And then the C F on the last two notes there, right? And then, and this is where I put my hand in the wrong place, so I should have done this. So that's the right hand, right? And they don't want you to land with your thumb on the black keys if you can avoid it. I don't know what that's all about. Probably because it's more likely to but you know, what do I know? I was just trying not to get your hands, your thumbs caught in the black keys, right? Further, that's good. So again, I can make another loop here. You can highlight it, put a loop, and then function, go.
1, 2. Set. Go.
And it still stinks, but it's going to keep looping around until I shut it off.
Set. Go.
You can use both, work on the other hand.
Set. Go.
Focus more on one hand than the other hand, you know, if you lose it.
Set. Go.
Try to get a piece of it. Try to get a
1,
piece, oops.
2.
Try to get a piece of it correct, like, you know, like the last measure or something like that, just so you feel like you're making progress. And then keep going and getting the part that's difficult for you. Because there's no need to spend time on the part you just did. The only reason to do that is to eventually stitch it together. Oops. Another trick is to learn notes that tend to like to go together, like the F and the C and the F and the G, and how bass lines tend to work. And that way, if you feel like you're, that's what I'm looking for. If you feel like you're not, like you're lost, well, you go, well, I got an F coming up in the left hand. What's going on with the right? Well, you could put an octave there, you could put a C there, you could put a G there. None of those things are going to be a bad option. Because if you're live, something's got to go there, you know. So depending on what kind of feel you want, but certain notes don't work depending on what key you're on and all that. So keep trying, that's what we do.
1, 2, set, go.
Ah. Still making mistakes on the same thing there.
Set,
Oh,
go.
put loops on there and I didn't want them. Okay, so